Hi, this is Second Readings by Andre, where I do predictions of the future. If you'd like me to do a prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Today we're talking about Inpx. I did a video on this about 10 months ago, and somebody in my comments asked, will Inpx get to $3,000? They didn't specify a time period, but the answer to that question is definitely yes, but not quite yet. As I mentioned in my last video, we have to wait for the entire market to crash. And it's still crashing, okay? And it's gonna take some time as the Federal Reserve is burning out their printing machines, continuously pumping in money into the system to keep it afloat. We have to wait until the time when it completely bottoms out, okay? Now would not be a really good time to purchase any new stocks. If you're already in the stock market, okay, just stay in. If you bought at a higher level and everything's coming down, which is normal for the stock market, because it goes through those boom bust cycles approximately every 7 years. 7 years it goes up, and then it crashes and it stays on the bottom for about 7 years. So we have to wait to that moment when it's finally hitting the bottom, and it's not quite yet. It's probably another year or so until everything's gotten plateaued, okay? This is just normal boom bust cycle for the stock market or cryptos or anything else that relies upon the boom bust cycle. So I do see everything dropping another year until it plateaus, and that'll be the time when to purchase Inpx, in this case, at a nice time low, okay? So I'm seeing April of next year when everything kind of plateaus and starts to bring itself back up. It's a lengthy process. It's not for people that want a quick buck, okay? It's a lengthy process, and you got to be very, very patient with it to actually make the financial goals that you have set for yourself. It's a long-term game. It's not a short-term game. Very few people can play the market well enough, and this is not the channel for that. I'm more of the long-term strategist, even in my own portfolio, where getting those quick boosts is very, very difficult to get. You really have to be quick on the trigger to get the right buy. It's like catching a falling knife, doing it that way. So I always focus on the long-term investment strategy. In that time, a lot of things are going to be crashing in the next year. Continuous crashing from today. But unfortunately, as most of you know, once the Federal Reserve keeps pumping out money, it's going to hyperinflate everything. So a good strategy could be preserving your capital in cryptocurrencies, which is pretty stable, even though it's just going way up and down. It's still fairly stable as a investment, okay? It's done much, much better than most other things in the world for investment. So about another year, about approximately April, when everything starts to plateau, then is the time to start looking into purchasing some of those wonderful stocks, okay? Hopefully this answers everybody's question about Inpx. Always grateful for the people that are donating down below. Check out my Patreon page and make sure you join me on Library. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future.